Mama, you know something feels off, but what if you're desperate for answers right now? Have you been wondering whether what you're experiencing is normal exhaustion or something more serious? Are you finding yourself searching online at 2 in the morning, hoping someone can finally explain why you feel so overwhelmed, emotional, or unlike yourself? And what if there were a few honest questions you could ask yourself today that might help you understand what's really going on? In this episode, we're walking through a simple postpartum depression self-test, not a formal diagnosis, but 5 important questions that can help you recognize whether what you're experiencing may be postpartum depression and whether it's time to reach out for support. Do you want practical steps to rein in the overwhelm and start feeling like yourself again, but struggle with feeling hopeless, unsupported, and misunderstood? If so, you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Stephanie, wife, mom of 4, and a 2-time acute postpartum depression survivor. I learned the secrets of how to overcome the feeling of drowning and fully thrive as a new mom through life-giving hope and support. If you're ready for validation, encouragement, and those easy practical tips, then take a deep breath in, exhale, and we'll take the first steps together. Here we go. Did you know that I have a free community of mamas just like you? New moms who are struggling to just survive, much less thrive, and are looking for hope, encouragement, and validation. We share life together. There's a short weekly devotion, encouraging quotes, and so much more. There are even chances to win free coffee and prizes. Come join us at bit.ly/PPD support group. We'd love to have you. One of the loneliest parts of my postpartum depression journey wasn't the anxiety. It wasn't the sadness. It wasn't even the intrusive thoughts. It was the confusion, especially in the beginning, because for months I genuinely couldn't tell if what I was experiencing was normal or if something was seriously wrong. I was sitting in our apartment when my daughter had finally fallen asleep, typing frantic questions into Google. Why am I crying all the time after having a baby? Is it normal to feel disconnected from your newborn? Why am I terrified of my own thoughts all the time? And every answer I found seemed to create more questions. Part of me knew I wasn't okay, but another part of me tried to explain it away. You're just tired. You're just a first-time mom. Everyone struggles. They've told me so. You just need more sleep. I wanted someone to hand me a test that would instantly tell me what was wrong and exactly how to fix it. Because the truth was, admitting that I might have some postpartum issue felt terrifying. If I acknowledged how badly I was struggling, then I would have to do something about it. And honestly, there was a part of me that worried about what other people would think. Would they think I was a bad mom? Would they think I wasn't grateful enough? Would they think I was weak? So instead, I kept questioning myself. If I could go back and sit beside that version of me now, I would tell her something important. The fact that you're asking these questions at all matters a great deal. Healthy, supported moms don't usually spend hours wondering if they're falling apart. And while no podcast episode or blog, I'll say it again, while no podcast episode or blog can officially diagnose postpartum depression, there are some honest questions you can ask yourself that may help you understand whether it's time to seek additional support. One of the biggest misconceptions about postpartum depression is that it always looks super dramatic, that you immediately know something's wrong. But for many women, postpartum depression sneaks in very quietly. It looks like exhaustion that never lifts, worry that never settles, sadness that doesn't make sense, and a growing feeling that you're simply not yourself anymore. Then it spirals. So today, I want to walk you through 5 questions to ask yourself if you're struggling postpartum. Number 1, am I feeling better as time passes or worse? The first few weeks after having a baby are emotional for everyone. The baby blues are rampant. Hormones shift dramatically. Sleep disappears. Your body is recovering. Life literally changes overnight. But one of the biggest differences between normal postpartum adjustment and postpartum depression is the direction that things are moving. Are you slowly finding your footing, or do you feel like you're sinking deeper? Maybe you assume that once your baby started sleeping longer, you'd feel better, or that after the first month, things would click into place. But instead, you feel more overwhelmed than ever. The tears come more easily. The anxiety feels bigger. The joy feels further away. Mama, take 10 quiet minutes this week and reflect on the last month. Ask yourself, am I gradually improving? Am I staying the same? Am I becoming more overwhelmed? Sometimes we're so busy surviving each day that we fail to notice the larger pattern unfolding around us. Question number 2. Do I feel like myself anymore? One of the most common things moms with postpartum depression say is, I don't even recognize myself anymore. Maybe you used to laugh more. Maybe you felt more patient. Maybe you enjoyed hobbies, friendships, or simple moments. Now it feels like you're simply existing. You look at old pictures and barely recognize the woman smiling back at you. You love your baby, but you miss yourself. And that loss can feel incredibly confusing because motherhood was supposed to add joy to your life, not make you feel like you've disappeared. Try asking yourself, if my best friend described me 6 months ago, what words would she use? Then, what words would she use today? If the gap feels huge, it doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't even necessarily mean you have postpartum depression, but it may mean that you need support. Number 3, are my thoughts scaring me? Many moms assume postpartum depression only involves sadness, but for many women, myself included, the most frightening symptoms happen inside their minds. Racing thoughts. Mine were very specific and played on repeat in my head. My husband deserves a better wife. My daughter deserves a better mom. The world would be better off without me. It was petrifying. So racing thoughts, constant worry, hopelessness, intrusive thoughts, a sense that something terrible is about to happen. And because these thoughts can feel shameful, many moms never tell anyone. So maybe your mind replays worst case scenarios all day long. Maybe you're constantly checking on your baby. Maybe you have thoughts that make you think, where did that even come from? That was me. Experiencing scary thoughts does not make you a bad mother, but it does deserve attention. Instead of judging yourself, get curious. Write down the thoughts you keep having, notice how often they appear, and ask yourself, are these thoughts helping me function, or are they making it harder to live my life? The goal isn't to shame yourself. The goal is to notice patterns that may need support. Question number 4, am I pulling away from the people I love? Postpartum depression often convinces us to isolate. Answering text feels exhausting. Leaving the house feels utterly impossible. Even spending time with people we care about can feel overwhelming. Unfortunately, isolation tends to make postpartum depression louder. Maybe friends have invited you to coffee 3 times and you said no every time. Maybe family keeps checking in, but you don't know how to explain what you're feeling. Maybe you stop sharing because it feels easier to pretend everything is fine. These are real life examples from my life. So pay attention to your patterns. Have you been canceling plans more often? Do you dread talking to people? Are you avoiding support because you're tired or because you're struggling? Sometimes the things we're avoiding are actually the things we need most. And then lastly, question number 5. Have I told anyone the whole truth? This may be the most important question of all. Not has anyone asked how I'm doing, but have I actually answered honestly? Because so many mamas, myself included, say things like, I'm just tired, everything's fine, or being a mom is hard, while privately feeling like they're drowning. For a long time, I edited my own pain. I gave people the socially acceptable version of my struggle. I told them I was exhausted. I told them that new motherhood was an adjustment and I was adjusting. What I didn't tell them is that I was scared. Okay, not just scared, petrified. That I felt disconnected from myself, disconnected from my baby, that I was afraid of my own thoughts. Healing didn't begin when people started asking better questions. It began when I started giving more honest answers. Choose one safe person this week and then tell them one thing you've been hiding. Maybe not everything, just one thing. Maybe I don't think I'm doing as okay as I seem, or I'm struggling more than I've let on, or even I think I need help. Those words can feel terrifying, but Mama, I'm here to tell you they can also change everything. So let's recap. Ask yourself, am I getting better or worse? Do I still feel like myself? Are my thoughts scaring me? Am I isolating from people I love? Have I told anyone the whole truth? These questions are not meant to diagnose you. They are meant to help you notice what your heart and mind have been trying to tell you all along. If you clicked on this episode hoping for a simple test that would give you immediate answers, I hope you found something even more valuable: permission to be honest. Because postpartum depression doesn't always announce itself loudly. Sometimes it whispers. Sometimes it disguises itself as exhaustion, perfectionism, or worry, or all three and more. And sometimes the bravest thing you can do is stop asking, "What's wrong with me?" and start asking, "What support do I need right now?" You do not have to diagnose yourself perfectly before reaching out. You do not have to wait until things become unbearable. And you certainly do not have to carry all of this by yourself. There is hope, Mama, and I am living proof of that. Don't forget to come join us in our private Facebook group at bit.ly/PPD support group. If this episode is triggering for you and you feel you need additional help to process your thoughts or feelings, please call or text the Postpartum Support International Hotline at 1-800-944-4773 or visit them online at postpartum.net.
Hi, I hope you enjoyed today's episode of my mom's show.
If so, would you take 30 seconds and share it with a mom friend who may be struggling to feel like herself and is in need of some encouragement today?
Also, please leave a quick review for the show on Apple Podcasts. It blesses my mom's heart to know this podcast is helping you.
Okay, time to go change a diaper and do the school run. I'll meet you back in a few days for another episode.
Take care.